Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar entitled Using QR Codes to Track Your Documents on Site. My name is Chuck Fursley. I'm VP of Sales and Marketing at Blacksmith Soft, leading construction and engineering solutions provider and Autodesk and Microsoft partner. I'm joined today by Blacksmith construction expert Cheka Souf and Rami Santina, our innovation and development driving force behind DoCheck, the product which we're going to be showing you today. If you have any questions for us, please type them in the questions box on the right side of your screen, and we'll get back to you after the webinar by email. This webinar is recorded and will be shared with all participants by email. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. As I mentioned, my name is Chuck Fursley. Our presentation today is about DoCheck, a QR solution that is designed for the Autodesk Construction Cloud and Microsoft SharePoint. And Autodesk Construction Cloud, here we mean Autodesk Build, as well the new ACC platform, as well as BIM 360. So quickly, just to tell you a little bit about us, we're a company that specializes in creating all types of solutions for the AEC market. We have a lot of experience in projects on the construction side, as well as the technology side, mainly in Europe, the Middle East, and as well parts of the United States. And our combined experience is over 20 years in the BIM field. We are Autodesk services marketplace providers. We're Autodesk Forge certified systems integrators and Autodesk Construction Cloud partners, as well as being AWS partners and Microsoft partners, all on the development level. Our product lines, we have basically two product lines that we sell to our customers. The first one is a 3D and BIM-based construction management solution built on top of Autodesk Forge and the Autodesk Construction Cloud, known as Blacksmith Soft DC, or if you're in the oil and gas, Blacksmith Soft AWP or WFP for advanced work packaging. And this is a one-stop portal that allows you to do construction management using BIM, 4D and 5D simulation, site progress monitoring, and multi-level reporting and BI, both directly on this portal, as well as in Microsoft Power BI. The other set are tools that we have that enhance the way you use the Autodesk Construction Cloud and SharePoint. One of them is Power Search, a tool for enhancing searching capabilities in BIM 360 and ACC Build, as well as the ability to change or mass change custom attributes using Excel and other ways. And the product we're going to be talking about today, which is DoCheck. Now I'll move over to my colleague Che, who has a small story to tell us that helps you understand how DoCheck came about. Che?
Thank you, Chuck. Good morning, everyone. So mainly, if we look at the construction site, this is a very familiar event that I'm going to be sharing. So we have instruction, we give it to our foreman and his team. And in this instruction, okay, now it's working. So in this instruction, we gave him a certain drawing and we told him, look, we would like you to build, let's say, the following walls for our building. Now, in the same time, what's happening in the office, the client came, he arrives and tell us, look, guys, I have a change in my internal design. I don't want a certain piece of wall. I would like to modify this, modify that. And then what happens is he tell us, look, we don't want this wall anymore. Now, this instruction is already being implemented by the engineering team, and they send it also via transmittal, or they notified the construction team that this modification is going to be happening. However, we always seen it that the data normally arrive late to the people who are doing the job. So the typical workflow in this case, the information arrive late to the foreman and they end up having to demolish this specific wall that they had to build. Now, if you are using DoCheck, in order to manage this workflow. The foreman, having his mobile phone or an iPad or any device that allow him to scan QR code, he can always scan the drawing before he starts the execution. When he scans the drawing, the second it gets updated in BIM 360 or in SharePoint or in ACC, this scanner will notify him immediately when he scans the drawing that this is not the latest drawing, and accordingly he know about revision immediately. So the second the designer put this revision in the document management system, the people on site are immediately notified if they follow this workflow, and accordingly they don't have to do demolishing, and we will have minimal disruption in this case. We have many cases, many examples. I remember in one of our projects, we had to put a 12-inch 40 schedule 40 line about 400 meter, and later on we have to take it out because apparently they changed the design from schedule 40 to schedule 80. So imagine if this was with us, we would have avoided so many lost man hours. Off to you, Chuck.
Okay, thank you, Che. I'm just going to quickly discuss what really drove us to build this application, which is used now by several clients in different industries, not just construction. It has been used in mining, in pharmaceutical as well. So typically, and this is a research from the Construction Disconnected report, typically AEC teams, especially the ones on the construction side, spend a significant amount of their time doing something known as non-optimal activities. One of these non-optimal activities, and this can reach around 5 to 6 hours in a typical week, is looking for project data and information. And the second, which reaches almost 10% typically, is dealing with mistakes and rework. And these are two things that we've looked at and seen how we can design a do check to counteract them and to reduce them. So how much does rework really cost organizations and company? One source says that rework produces on average 9.82 in additional schedule growth. So that's a typical 2-year project that would be around 72 extra days that you have to account for the cost and loss in schedule time. Around 30% of overall construction work is actually rework, which is a significant amount of cost, not just on labor, but also on material and schedule delays. And rework in construction projects often costs around 5% of the total project cost. However, a study by Robin McDonald shows that the average contribution of rework can start at 7.25 and can reach as high as 15% of your total project cost. So there is a significant amount of money, time, and upset customers that result from rework. And a large part of this rework is a disconnect between documents that are digitally in the right version, however, they're not reflected properly in the physical world, in papers, in emails that are being sent around. And this is where we come in and help improve this. So what DoCheck helps people do is to check if printed files in hand or being sent by email are the latest ones. And we've seen from our users, and which now we are close to 210,000 documents being tracked with DoCheck. But what we've seen these documents entail or are made up of are drawings, plots, maps. It's being used for manuals. It's being used for forms, whether in QAPC inspection, to make sure that those forms are fresh and new. It's being used also for memos and bulletin board items, safety posters, a lot of it being used there, photos, aerial shots, scans. So there's a lot of usage for putting QR codes on documents to make sure that they are the latest and the approved ones on your document management system, whether they are ACC or SharePoint. Another thing that a lot of our clients told is that please don't bring another application for us to install on the mobile devices or tablets of our employees. So this is why we made this application to work with any native QR reading. If you are using an Apple product, this comes built into the camera of Apple, and this also we are seeing it in Android devices. Another thing that we saw requested by a lot of our clients is that there are file attributes that do not exist on the or metadata that does not exist on the printed document. They are inside the document management system, and we like our users to have access to these. These could be things such as the status of a document. So you might have an IFC in hand, but when you actually scan it, you find out that it's not in IFC mode. It's been brought back to another status. And plus the history of all of these metadata, all of this shows up when you actually scan the document. So I'm just going to quickly go over the key features before we jump into a demo of the product. For the end user, all they have to handle or all they have to use is the regular BIM 360, ACC, or the SharePoint folders that they typically use. There's no additional software for them. They just drag and drop the documents inside special folders designated by the administrator of DoCheck in the company, and then they get automatically stamped within a few seconds. So there's nothing new for them to learn or to see except the regular document management system that they are using. So the user stays all the time in ACC or in SharePoint. And like I mentioned, they can check this QR using any device that can read QR codes from tablets to mobiles. Even if it's on a desktop, they can download a QR reader for their web browser. It also allows you to adjust the size and the location of your QR code. This can be done at a preset configuration, or you can do it by paper size and orientation. You can automate it that way. It also allows you to view any custom attributes or metadata that is on or located or attached to that specific file. Okay, and if the printed file is outdated, it allows you and shows you where you can grab the latest file from ACC or SharePoint. And just to go back to the attributes or metadata, if I scan, for example, a file and it tells me it's not the latest version, see here on the right side of my screen, it shows you that the latest version, for example, is IFD. And it shows you just the date it was the latest, and the version that you scanned is outdated. You scanned a version 2, however, the latest one is a version 4. So this metadata is actually coming from the custom attributes as well as the file attributes from BIM 360 in this case, but it's exactly the same with the other document management systems. Other key features include our privacy and security architecture. So we keep no files on our system. So the administrator portal, what is typically kept by our system is just the fingerprint of the file. So this is a very secure system, and we respect the privacy of the documents that are being processed. The model that we have is a very low cost pricing model where you pay a few cents per document, and then the scanning is unlimited. So you can have as many scans as you want. So a document basically gets stamped. People can go and just scan it at any time, and there's no additional cost except if the version that supersedes that document comes into place. We also have an enterprise edition, which I'll discuss in the next slide. It's a multi-language system, so it comes in English, Dutch, German, Ukrainian, and we also add new languages anytime we have an enterprise, and this is free of charge, anytime an enterprise edition or an enterprise, user comes and requests an extra language. We have very fast support. Many of our customers who work with us will testify this, and we offer, of course, free training at any time for the administrators as well as the end users. But as I mentioned, the end users is very easy. It's a matter of just using the document management system as you typically use it. And the system goes through a rigorous multi-level quality control process that finally goes to Autodesk for approval onto the App Store. And this is why if you use BIM 360, click on the Apps tab or an ACC, you will find it as a product listed right there. You can just click the button to install it and start. Some key stats about our product. Right now, we are processing around 400 new documents every day. These are brand new documents that are being uploaded by our users worldwide. We have over 200,000, we're reaching 210,000 this month of tracked files. So these are files that are being tracked. People are scanning them, and these scans are amounting to around 500 or over 500 scans a day. Okay, and these are by regular users, either in site or in subcontractor offices, who are just scanning and querying printed documents to make sure that they are using the latest. I'll quickly just show you a very quick demo of how it is used on an Apple iPad. Okay, so basically this is the native camera in iPad. Here's a QR code on a large drawing, and immediately it will open DoCheck, and it's saying that it's not the latest version. I can just click on Open Latest Version, and you will see that it will open it in BIM 360 or ACC and show me the latest document. Okay. So very quickly, this is my last slide. So the new and future features that we have implemented recently and the ones that we are working on. So what's new is the Enterprise Edition, which allows for a PDF quota to be shared amongst several administrators. So we have clients that are using the application on more than one project, and they require admins for each project. We allow the quota to be shared, and also the ability to view folders between the multiple admins. So one admin can view what the other admin is designating as a, and Rami will show you how this is done, is designating a folder for being stamped. The Microsoft SharePoint support, which was released early this month, and integrations with ACC Connect, which means that you can use DoCheck with other systems and other workflows, okay, to get documents stamped, signed, passed around as needed. And what's for the future, or what's on our roadmap for the next few months, is that we want to increase and create more enterprise features. We listen to a lot to what our customer is saying through workshops, and to directly getting feedback from them on the support page or through email. And we have a lot of features that we are working on for the enterprise. Also, we are working on an obsolete document notifier, which allows people who scan documents that have been obsolete to locate them and send an email to the document control manager or document control team saying, hey, we found a document that is obsolete circulating in our offices, and then whatever process that needs to be done, either the document is removed and a new one is sent, goes from there. We're also looking to implement more dashboards and implement dashboards and reports inside of DoCheck Administrator. and connect to more construction platforms or more construction document management systems. I'll now turn over to my colleague Rami, who will be showing you a demo of the system.
Great, thank you, Chuck. Let me share my screen. Okay.
Did I make?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So good morning, everyone. As you can see here, I have the homepage of DoCheck, and here I will list all of my folders that I've been tracking. As you can see, I have SharePoint folders, BIM 360, and ACC, and I can disable, enable any one of them. So if I look into SharePoint, so if I open SharePoint, the folder, so here it will be tracking any file that is inside this folder or any of its subfolders. Okay, so if I open one of the files, I have here one file in this example, and if I do zoom in, I will see the QR code and I can scan it. You can do that yourself as well. I'll leave it here a couple of seconds if you want to join. And if I open the link, it will show me that this file is the latest, and it will pick up all the attributes and including the version. For SharePoint, you have the option of enabling versioning on a folder, on a site or not. It doesn't matter for DoCheck. It can be enabled or disabled. It will track the file and track if it's the latest or not. And if there's a version, if versioning is enabled on the file, it will show the version number. All right. So if I go back here and go into ACC, so here I have all the options I have on folder or the settings that I can do. I can see here the position where I want to put it, the QR code, the size of it, and the tolerance of it. So, and I can choose the tolerance that I need. It can be medium, low, or high. And here I have the QR size and the option to show attributes. So when a person scans the QR code, does it show the attribute or does it show only if it's the version that I have, the latest or not? And here I also have options for multiple page sizes. So if the same folder or folder structure that I'm tracking has multiple file types being added, they can be of different page size. So I can add any page size that I want. And for example, if it's A0, I want to put it on the lower left corner instead of the top left as is the default here. Okay, and so let's look into ACC, go into the folder. So here I can see I'm tracking this folder QR demo, and inside I have another folder that I have the same file inside, and it has some attributes. If I open this file to view it, I can see the QR code here being on the top left. And if you want to go ahead and scan it as well, you can do that. If I open it in DoCheck, it will show all the properties that I have on the file. All right, so if I go back and upload a new version, okay, what happened? My screen is now paused. And download. All right.
Rami, you might need to share your whole desktop. That's why.
I think I am. Okay, am I back?
Yep.
All right.
I can see it
So I was
processing.
just dropping a file into ACC to be uploaded. And now it's processing and it's done. So here I uploaded version 3. If I wait a couple of seconds, it will upload a new version like once it's processed. And that will be version 4. Let's see if it's done. Let me refresh this. So the end user will not need to do anything outside of ACC or BIM 360 or any other software that he is using. The same documents that he will be handling will be tracked. Like, so his workflow will not change. Let me refresh to see. Here we go. So it's version 4 now, and I'll wait for ACC to finish processing the file. Okay. And while I do that, let me change on the new version that I uploaded. That's some properties that I have on it. And we will see, like, here it's version A. Let me put it C. And if I open this, the file that I was looking at again, and that will be like scanning the same file that I have printed or sent by email, and it will show that the version is not the latest now. The latest is version 4, and what I scanned is version 2. And it will also show me what changed on the attribute level. So the new version is IFC, but the one I scanned is S2, and so forth. And for remarks and target, it didn't change. So the end user can go and directly open the latest. And it will take you to the latest version of the file. So if you're doing it from an iPad, you can do it as well. And you can mark up or do anything you want. All right? So basically, this is it. Thank you. Back to you, Chuck.
Okay, great. Anyone who has any questions, please do type them in. We have a brochure that's in the handouts, and we will definitely contact you by email. Of course, you can always go to do check. I'll just share the page now. You can go to docheck.blacksmithsoft.com and sign up for a free trial. It's a 1-month trial on 10 documents. And during that trial, we also offer free, no obligation training or a demo to help you guys get started. Okay, so please do that, and we're always ready to help out.